This house may not be regarded as a bungalow in some parts of the world, but where I'm from, we call them California bungalows with these verandas. Often, but not in this case, wrap around as well, at least partially wrap around. But I thought it was a nice little drawing subject because we have several different effects. We have the weatherboards, we have the brickwork, we have the grass, we have this street planting of a small tree. So I'm using a Copic 0.2 millimeter multiliner, and you can see where I've started. I've started trying to get the proportions correct of this entranceway because this rectangle is going to be the easiest shape there is to start with. I make a few mistakes in this. I'll point out when I make them, and I particularly want you to then look at them at the end, whether I remember to mention it or not, to see just how little they're noticeable. And I hope that the take home from that is we shouldn't get too worried about things that aren't quite right in our drawing process, because until the drawing's finished, we still have opportunities to mitigate whatever's not quite right. So at this point, I'm just reserving the paper space for this street planting because it does come in front of the window, which is going to be the next thing I draw because it's the next most obvious shape for proportions. And once I've got the window done, I can start to look at the end of the house, the wall. So I'm establishing the outlines. Now, this is where I start to mess it up. I start to put my lines in the wrong spot. My vertical lines are wrong. You can see I've got 3 lines in the center there instead of just 2. And now I've put that center line in not the right spot on the left-hand window. And I think if I try and establish the correct lines, it's actually going to bring too much attention to that spot. Visually, we don't have our attention grabbed by this window, certainly not by the center of it. And so I don't want to create that effect, that visual appearance in my drawing. So I decide to leave it as it is and see how it looks at the end. So now I have one of the veranda supports to do. And I was going to do the gable on the left-hand side, but I realized I had to resolve what's happening on the left side above the doorway, and that I couldn't really do that as much as I needed to until I got the rest of the house done. So I take care with this second window not to make the same mistake as the first. And now position the end of the house, and then there's another support for the veranda to do. These brick piers supporting the roof are actually quite thin, and this is where paying attention when we observe is so important, because it would be easy to make them just a bit wider, and then that's going to throw out our proportions overall. So I get that done, and I work out this brick veranda railing, I suppose. Can you call it a railing when it's brick? Maybe just this brick wall. And then we have some brick foundation as well. Notice I didn't do a straight line across the bottom because it's a natural, it's a grass finish, and a straight line would not capture the feel, the effect of that grass. So I try and do something that will. Now just establishing where the steps actually go, now that I've done enough around it. Just working out the way the gable facing works, the decorative timber finish on, and also trying to make sure the angles are correct. I have a tendency with these sorts of parts of the building to go a little bit too high with the top of the triangle. And so I was trying to be very cautious, but not to go too low in reaction. So I was happy with how that looked. And now I get to do the same thing for the main part. So I did that triangle that you can see, just helping me to get a sense of how high is it above the one I've already done. The angles. And then I wasn't sure whether that finished in the right spot on the right hand corner or not. I was a little confused. So I'm just looking and thinking. You're watching this at slightly more than double speed. This is 2 1/4 speed. So if you want to watch it much closer to real time, virtually real time in fact, you can use the adjustment that you have there to slow the video down to half speed. There's that decorative timber work, some sort of throwback to Tudor architecture, I suspect. Now notice with this wire support around the tree to sort of contain the shrub or the tree as it grows, it is affected by perspective. At eye level, these horizontal lines are going to be horizontal, but as they go down away from eye level, they're going to curve more and more. I've probably exaggerated it slightly, but I did want to make it really clear so that I could comment on it. And now I do these agapanthus shrubs, plants, trying to draw the effect of them. I have quite a few videos on drawing clumping plants such as this that have long strappy leaves coming out from a center point. A lot of grasses are like this as well. And so now I need to establish this footpath because that's going to be very helpful for finalizing what's happening with this street plant. Notice that the lines on the footpath to separate the different sections of concrete that have been laid, that they angle outwards as they move away from me. And the reason why the center one is not completely straight on is because I have cropped this picture slightly on the sides, which has shifted where the original center point was. A bit of hatching for the color, the darker grey color of the gutter. Now I'm keen to get this detail on the left hand side, the darkness, because that's going to really make clear, really pop out the building itself. I make that quite dark. On the other side, I didn't really want to draw that two-story building. I thought that looked a bit, tedious. So I put a tree or a very, very large shrub next to it. So I'm putting some indication of the weatherboards in. Visually, they're reasonably prominent when we look at the building, so I want to make them fairly prominent on my drawing. While I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the bricks. Did I do the bricks straight away or not? No, I start to do a little work on this. So you'll notice I wanted to draw the wire in first because it's closest. And I don't want to be just drawing the wire straight over the whatever I do for the shrub, because that's going to confuse the marks and flatten the overall effect. I want to, as I do the darker areas within the wiring, I want to leave a slight gap, a slight halo with those shadows to let the wire support be visible. Now I'm not going to leave it starkly white. I'm going to hatch lightly over it just to soften the effect. But what I'm hoping is at the end this will still create the feel that the wire is in front of the plant, but that the whole thing is in front of the house. So it's come time to do the hatching, to put the shadow under the veranda. Now this is a very handy way to neaten our hatching when we want it to end in a nice straight line. Just get a scrap bit of paper. You may have noticed that when I print out the picture I'm using as my reference, I slice off one end so I can get the actual image closer to my drawing. And these bits of paper are very handy for things such as this, or doing my experimental marks on. So here I am using it in the other direction. It can go either way. We can use it where the marks are ending or where they're starting. I usually choose whichever way it's going to be harder to have the control to stop. And now I'm putting some marks for the colour of the timber work in the windows, because it is a darker value than the overall house colour. A few more lines for the shadows cast by these timber facing boards. And this is where I do a little bit of a suggestion of the bricks. I didn't want to leave it smooth, but I didn't want to let the brickwork be too dominant when we look at the house, because that's not the effect we get. But we do clearly know that it's brickwork, so I wanted to try and capture that. And now I put this garage. Now this garage door, this dark garage door, is really nicely positioned to give a bit of darkness right up against the house, which makes it clearer to see, and again, same as on the other side, pushes it forward a bit. And now this tree that I pull out of my imagination, just to sit at the back corner to give it a bit of context and make it feel a bit more like a streetscape, but a little more pleasing, a little more rustic, I think, to look at than the actual building that was there. It just depends on what our aim for the drawing is. If I was wanting to capture the street, or it was like a portrait of a house for the people who live there, then I would have drawn what was there. But in this case, I decided not to. So now I actually put some hatching for the grass, for the colour of the grass, rather than the form of the grass. I'm not really trying to capture the texture. I'm trying to capture the colour so that the footpath stands out more. Because again, when I look at my reference, that's a pretty clear contrast, a pretty clear thing we see. And so I need to do the same thing here between the footpath and the gutter. What do you think? Is that a helpful thing to do? I feel like it's easy enough to read that it's grass when we look at it. And now just some more hatching for this. Please hit the like button if you're finding this interesting. Of course, this photo will be on my channel community page, as always, if you'd like to have a go drawing this house yourself. I've drawn quite a few little houses like this in the last 12 months, and I really enjoy it. They're a nice little subject, and they're a great subject to work on proportions, because the shapes are often more regular, and therefore we can concentrate on that height to width ratio. Otherwise, we're done. G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. A great little subject. This took me, 21 minutes to do in real time. So not a huge time commitment, but lots of things to explore. And I hope there's some encouragement that I mess things up too and I get lines in the wrong place. But I have learnt not to panic and realise that by the end, it won't be so obvious. Do you feel there's anything wrong with that left-hand window or not? I don't notice it now looking at it. But hey, in the end, whatever you draw, right or wrong, whatever you have to mitigate by the end of the drawing, make sure you have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.